Hi guys, today I'm going to give you a quick tour of my workspace, which is also my bedroom. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, but it's taken me some time just to clean my room because I wanted to show you what it looked like when it was clean. So a quick disclaimer, this is a much cleaner version of what my room usually looks like, but anyways, let's jump into the tour. So over on the left hand side I have my bed and a beanbag chair which I sometimes sit in to do some editing or to relax, and on my bed is my dog. His name is Toffee and he usually keeps me company while I'm painting, and he's just sleeping or playing or ready to bark at any noise he hears outside. Above my bed I have a shelf and I framed one of my own prints. I also have a little reminder to myself to take things slow and just enjoy the journey and not feel like I have to reach some destination. So that's it for that corner of the room, and over to the right I have my desk where I do all of my painting, filming and editing, and on my desk I have a lamp light which I use at night for reading and also if I'm painting at night. I also have a phone stand which comes in handy, especially if I need a second angle to film my painting. My palette is only on my desk when I'm painting, otherwise it usually sits on the floor, and on the right side of my desk it stays pretty consistent. I have my most used brushes, which have been these three. I've been using them for most of my recent paintings, and in this drawer I keep my most used paints, although I have been neglecting my poster colors. So I have here my acrylic gouache, my traditional gouache. I also have a few sketchbooks. You can see my poster colors are more towards the back of this drawer as I haven't been reaching for them much. And over to the right I have my watercolors, which I also haven't been using much. This is what my desk usually looks like when I'm filming. I have a tripod set up over the top, and the back leg of the tripod extends to the ground to offset the weight of the camera so it doesn't tip forward when I'm filming, and I can get a pretty good overhead shot, although the two tripod legs on the desk are a little bit obstructive, but I can still work around it. When I'm filming, I open up the curtains for better lighting, and I sadly don't get a view because I have frosted windows. When I'm editing, I pull the blinds down because otherwise it's too bright. Over in this corner of the room, I have a fake pot plant up the top which just adds a bit of color to this room and is easy to maintain since it's fake. I also have this large canvas which just sits in this corner. I was planning to do a large acrylic landscape painting, but I didn't get around to it, and so it just sits here for now. I'll probably come back at some point in the future and work on it. Next to it I have my keyboard, which I sadly don't play very much. I bought it on an impulse because I wanted to teach myself to play keyboard, but usually it just stays covered up because my room gets dusty really quickly and it will just end up collecting dust. It acts more as a place for holding recent paintings that I've finished. This print and stickers is by the very talented Marlene, whose artworks I really admire, and you'll see a few of her prints around my room. I also have her stickers on my laptop. On this wall I have all the color swatches I've ever done and also my color theory notes. I study color theory by finding information online, then practicing and writing down notes that I learn from practicing and from the videos that I watch. I'll leave links down below for helpful YouTube videos I've watched and some notes that I've copied from. There's so many great resources online to learn about things like color theory, and another great place for learning is Skillshare, who is the kind sponsor of today's video. If you're looking to learn more about color, or you want to learn a new medium, or you just want to learn something else altogether, Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes on a broad range of topics, and as a member you get unlimited access to all of those classes. A class that I enjoyed and took notes from recently is Creating Realistic Color, a primer for beginners by Kendall Hilligus. This class goes through the basics of color and understanding things like value, hue, saturation, temperature, and how to see them in reference photos or in real life. And what I like about the class is how Kendall teaches a method for how you can practice and train yourself to see colors and be able to mix them and paint color realistically. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused on learning. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. I'll have the class I mentioned and other classes on a topic of color theory that I enjoyed linked down below. So if you're interested in trying the classes on Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a free trial of premium membership. Beneath my keyboard, I have my glass palette which just sits on the floor. I usually have a lot more stuff on the floor, but I've cleaned it up for this video. For example, I usually keep these things on the floor just because it's easier for me to grab and use. And these are some new watercolor papers that I just bought because I ran out of these recently. I'm also trying the hot press paper here, which I haven't tried before. I have a few things pegged up here, some more color swatches just to help me familiarize with all the different kinds of blues there are. And above here on my window, I am doing a light fastness test. I'm testing the Himi gouache and the poster colors and a few other gouache colors, and they've been up there for about 3 months, so I'll have a video on the results soon. Most of my brushes sit here. I've got a jar for my watercolor and gouache brushes, then one for my acrylic brushes, and then some calligraphy ones which I don't use much. Underneath in this second drawer, I keep a lot of my tech stuff, my camera gear and recording equipment, some external hard drives. Usually my camera will sit in here as well. And in one of the bottom drawers, I keep a few art supplies. I've got some cut up paper, my moleskin sketchbook, and my first watercolor set, which I haven't touched in so long. My desk used to sit where my keyboard and bedside table now is, but I moved it across next to my bed for better lighting when I film. So if the setup looks a bit weird, that's the reason why. And in this final corner of the room, I have my easel, which I used to use a lot when I did acrylic paintings, but not so much anymore. And then I have a guitar, which I also rarely play and usually stays covered up. Up here I have all the postcards I've ever made. Here is my closet, which holds a lot more stuff and is quite messy, so I'll only show you part of it. Down here I keep some packaging supplies and a lot of canvases, which I also haven't used in so long since I don't do many acrylic paintings anymore. I just have some envelopes and postcard sets and stamps sitting down here. Up the top is where I store a lot of my art supplies, so my canvases all sit up the top and a lot of my watercolor paper and things like that sit here. I've also got some folios that have my old artworks from drawing class back in high school. So that's about it for this tour. I do have some more art supplies sitting in this closet, but this closet also holds all my clothes and just other random things, and it's just a bit too messy to show, so I won't show you the rest of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tour of my workspace, and if you have any questions, just let me know down below. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.